Yeah. Okay. So this is the latest offering from DVSA, and take special note of what they're actually looking at while they're doing this vehicle check. This is someone from DVSA taking you around the vehicle, and look how thorough they are. Look at the things they're actually looking at and checking, and be assured that these are the things that they will check when they stop you at the roadside, if they do stop you at the roadside. Okay, so quite a thorough check.
You must do a daily walk-around check before you take your vehicle out on the road. This video shows some of the main checks to do. Check the guide on gov.uk for the full list. On the outside, check for any signs of damage and make sure things are secure, like the grille, bumper, number plates, mirrors, wings, wipers, spoiler, battery, fuel cap and exhaust stack pipe too. Make sure the air, electrics and ABS are plugged in correctly and not twisted or damaged. Look at the wheels and tyres. Make sure there are no bald patches, the tread depth is adequate and the wheel nuts are secure. Also, check the spray suppression is clear from debris. Inspect the brake discs. They need to be in good condition and not cracked. Underneath your vehicle, check for signs of a leak. This could be oil, fuel or water. Look for damage on the outside curtain or panels and make sure the outline markers on the trailer are secure. Check the trailer coupling too. These have safety locking devices so they don't come undone. Look at the airbag. This is the suspension of your vehicle. Make sure it's in place and secure. Check the landing leg on the trailer is safe. And check the underrun bars and chassis underneath. Before getting in the cab, check the steps and handles are secure. When you're in the cab, make sure there's nothing loose and your vision is clear, including the view from your mirrors. Check there are no cracks in the windscreen and the wipers and washers work as they should. Make sure the driver's seat is in position and secure. Check the seat belt for signs of cuts, fraying or other damage. Plug it in and check that it works. Look along the dashboard. You should test things like the hazard warning switch as well as your lights. You might need to get someone to help you check these from outside. Check your gauges work and that they light up. Check the steering wheel for damage, then check the stalk switches and horn. Make sure the gear stick is safe to use and the handbrake is in the on position. Check the pedals to make sure your feet don't slip off and make sure the footwell is free from rubbish. Test the brakes and keep an eye on the air gauges. If they drop, it could be a sign of an air leak. Also, make sure your tachograph is working and your vehicle's height indicator is set correctly, where you can see it. If you find any defects, report them and don't take the vehicle out. An unsafe vehicle can cause death or serious injury. You can be fined for driving with defects, up to a total of £1,500, depending on how many defects there are. You can be taken to court for serious offences.
So that's the DVSA's latest offering on defect checking. Have you got any questions on what they've actually shown us there?
Well, I'm not impressed that he wasn't wearing gloves when he checked the tyres.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the things that comes up on a regular basis. Now, do we have to actually physically touch the tyre? No, we don't. But if you are going to touch the tread or run your fingers across it, then there could be sharp objects in there. So yeah, obviously we probably be wearing gloves then. But did you notice how thorough it was, and some of the things that they were checking were kind of, checking the usability of the instrument panel, etc. It's that thorough. So what they're going to be looking at is those things when they stop you at the side of the road. Okay. Any other questions on that?
Yeah, what was that coupling thing? All I know is the fifth wheel and the pulley handle.
He's on a drawbar trailer there, so a lot of them will have that test coupling. So if the little red button is stuck out, then that means that the coupling is not right. So you would have you got drawbar, Richard? No. It's just on a drawbar trailer, that one. Obviously, on your standard articulated vehicle, you'll have the fifth wheel, but because it's drove bar, it was that indicator. I think another thing to remember as well is, and we spoke about this earlier, is the fact that they will want to see 15 minutes other work before you drove off, and that is the proof to them that you've actually done that pre-use check. So if you've done a thorough pre-use check and they stop you, you should be able to sit back and relax while they check the vehicle, because they're not going to find anything because you've done a thorough pre-use check. Now, if you've just walked around the vehicle quickly and ticked all the boxes and not even looked at the vehicle, that will come out when they do their check. They will find something somewhere if you've overlooked it or you've neglected to actually, check the vehicle properly. But it's just so important that we get this bit right. If you don't get this bit right, the pre-use check or the defect check, that's going to follow you out into the public domain, onto the public highway. And if you get your collar felt, that's going to mean that the police or DVSA go into the office and start doing what they call follow-up inquiries. And they'll start looking further down into your maintenance schedule, your company's maintenance schedules, your defect checking procedure, how you'll deal with driver infringements. Lots and lots of things will be uncovered. But at the start of all this, they've actually started that process because you got something wrong before you left the yard. And the pre-use check should be done before you actually start using the vehicle, to make sure that the vehicle, and what else? What did we say earlier on? That the vehicle's okay. Well, what else are we checking? Vehicle, the load, and
driver's fit to drive was something you mentioned earlier as well.
Yeah, so any ancillary equipment. So the vehicle, the load, and any ancillary equipment are your problem. That's for you to check. That's what construction and use regulation says. So that's how important it is. Get it wrong in the yard and it follows you out into the public domain, and you're going to have real problems at that point. Okay. Any questions on that side of it?
Yeah, we have a question on the same pre-checks. It's like where I work, we usually check in the truck. We sign on the iPad.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I mean, if you've got electronic checks, that's fine, because the reason I'm saying that is because that sends that report straight to your traffic office. So if you know any defects at that point, that defect's noted, goes straight to your traffic office, and then nobody then can deny that they've not received it. Yeah, so with a paper-based defect reporting system, what you've got to do as a driver, just to make sure it's watertight, is make sure that when you hand that defect in, and you are reporting a defect, that the person receiving it actually signs to say they've received it, or they could actually say they've never seen it. So the vehicle, for some reason, goes back into the network with that same defect, and it's involved in an accident. People could deny that you've not actually put that defect in, but an electronic defect reporting system is brilliant. It really is brilliant. But it's only as good as you as a driver. The software cannot see the defects. You can see the defects. So you've still got to do a thorough pre-use check before you drive the vehicle off. But yeah, more and more people and hauliers, logistics companies in general, are actually going towards electronic defect checking rather than paper-based, because it's kind of a watertight version of doing things. Yeah.
All right. I wanted to say, it's like we do it on the electronic side, but what happens if you forget to put your tag on maybe for a mile, then you're maybe, let's say you enter the motorway.
Yeah, so first of all, are you saying if you forget to do the defect check or forget to put it on other work?
To put the other work to put your tag on the machine.
Yeah. I mean, if you forget once in a while, then you know what, that'll be acceptable. But the other thing is with electronic one is you can prove you've actually done it, because it'll give a start and a finish time that you took to do the pre-use check. So that is your proof in that respect. When we spoke earlier about having to prove to them we've done the pre-use check, with electronic software, you can do that, because as soon as you press the button to start your pre-use check on most of them, it records the time you started it and the time you finished it. So if you did forget to put it on other work, then that is going to show up on the software. Now, generally, what we need to be doing is remembering to put it on other work and then doing the pre-use check. But if you forget once in a while, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's when you're not doing it at all, it becomes a major issue for them. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Any more? Any more questions? No. Okay. Brilliant.